Hi, so in this video I'm going to be looking at expanding two brackets with you. So it's a little bit different to expanding just one bracket, but it's got some similarities. So basically when you're expanding two brackets, what we've got to remember is everything in the first bracket has to be multiplied by everything in the second bracket. So if we just take this approach and do everything one step at a time, it becomes quite nice and straightforward. So first of all, I'm going to do just x times by x, and if you remember from when we expanded just a single bracket, x multiplied by itself we can write as x squared. Then we're going to take the x and multiply it by the positive 4, and if we do a number times by a letter, we just write those two things next to each other, and normally we would always put the number first. Both of these are positive, so we end up with plus 4x. Then we take the 3 and we repeat the process. So we multiply the 3 by everything in the second bracket. So first of all, 3 times x is 3x. Again, everything's positive, so it becomes plus 3x. And then lastly, we just do 3 times 4. 3 times 4 is 12. Both of them are positive, so we end up with plus 12. Now, what we can then do is we can collect together what we call our like terms. So we've got an x squared term, we've got two x terms, and a number. Now the only bits therefore that we can collect together are the x terms, and what you've got to remember is the sign goes with whatever it is in front of. So we've got plus 4x plus 3x, so it's just 4 plus 3 is 7, so altogether we have x squared plus 7x, which has come from these two, plus 12. Okay, and that's it, that's as far as we can go. We cannot collect anything else together because these are all different terms, and we cannot collect together different terms, only terms that are the same. Now, one way of remembering this process is by using this phrase, which is FOIL. And those letters all stand for something. So the F stands for first. So that was our first two terms in each bracket. Then the O stands for outer. That's the outer two terms, so that's where we did the x times the 4. The I stands for inner. So that's the middle two terms, and the L stands for last. Okay, so then we can repeat this process again with the other examples that I've got here. Okay, so x times x and x times minus 2 first of all. So that's our first. X times x is x squared. X times negative 2, we've got a minus here, so it becomes minus 2x. Then we do 5 times x, which is just 5x, and it's positive this time. Mommy. And we do 5 times minus 2, which is negative 10. Okay? Right, now we do exactly the same again, but this time we've got some slightly more different things going on. Before we move on, let me just collect together the like terms here. Okay? So we have x squared minus 2x and plus 5x. If we think about a number line, if we're at minus 2 and we add 5, where does that get us? Minus 2 plus 5 is plus 3x, and then we have our negative 10. Right, so we're going to repeat the process, like I said, for the third example. So we're going to do this time 2x times x. Now it's no different. X times x is still x squared. 2x times x is 2x squared, because we've got the 2 there as well. Then we do 2x times by negative 1. That gives me minus 2x. 2x times 1 is 2x, but we've got the minus sign giving us minus 2x. Then we do 3 times x. That's positive, so we get plus 3x. And then lastly, 3 times negative 1. That gives us negative 3. So again, 3 times 1 is 3 times 1 is 3. One's positive, one's negative, so we get negative 3. Now, collecting together our like terms, again it's this middle section that we can collect together. So we've still got 2x squared, but this time we've got minus 2x plus 3x. So this time we're at minus 2 and we're going to add this time 3 on. Where does that get us? Well, 2 will take us up to the 0 here, and then we've got one more to go over. So overall we're going to have plus 1x. Now we don't put 1x, we just put plus x. It doesn't mean that you'd get it marked down if you put the 1, but we just don't need to put it there. And then it's just minus 3. and we're done. So the last example I've got here for you is one that looks a little bit different because it's that bracket squared. Now the trap that most people will fall into is that they'll just square those two terms, and that's not quite right. The first thing you need to do is write out what that is. So squared means multiplied by itself. So we have 2x take away 5 times by 2x take away 5. Okay? And then you expand your brackets. So 2x times 2x, if we write it underneath, x times x is going to give you x squared. But this time we've got 2 times 2, which is 4, so don't forget that. Then we do 2x times by negative 5, which gives you negative 10x. Negative 5 times 2x is negative 10x again. And a negative 5 times negative 5. Now 5 times 5 is 25, but a minus times a minus is a plus, so we get plus 25. Now if we collect those two terms together in the middle, we get 4x squared. Now we've got negative 10 take away 10. So come back to our number line. This time we're at negative 10, but we're going to take away another 10. So think about where that takes you to, and actually you get negative 20. Okay, so it's minus 20x, and again, don't fall into the trap rather, of thinking a minus and a minus is a plus. When you're adding and subtracting, that only counts if they're next to each other. Here you're just reading left to right. We've got negative 10, take away 10. Alright, so that gives us the negative 20, so we get 4x squared. We'll take minus 20x plus 25, and that is your final answer. So hopefully I've given you a few examples there with different types of things that could come up to help show you how to multiply out two brackets. Okay, thank you.